Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kira.
And we are the Keepers of the Books, your online librarians. And we're here with the weekly reads. We're going to have 2 weekly reads really close together because I lost my voice for about a month. You can still read without a voice, you just can't record without a voice. Make sure again to check out SyncYA, which is syncya.com, for free audiobooks all summer.
And don't forget, Pottermore has started a book club for the summer on Twitter. And you'll be able to find me there because I'm definitely going to be doing that book club. And part of the fun of being able to do weekly reads is share with you the love of reading. So we're hoping that you too will share the love of reading this summer with your family.
And friends, that was Bookish News.
Ghost Sitter by Shelley Brown. This book drew my eye because of the quote underneath. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says, part Ghostbusters, part Sherlock Holmes, all fun and excitement. If you haven't seen Ghostbusters, you might want to check it out. This book is extremely entertaining. The main character, Tiffany Hart, has a really bad asthma attack and almost dies while she's on a hike with her friends, and she comes back to life. When she wakes up, she can see ghosts, which puts a real damper on her future plans to be class president because the ghosts she keeps seeing are kids who died many, many years in the past, and they are seeking her to solve their disappearance, their murder, whatever you want to call it. To do so, however, she's going to need the help of her good friend Justin, the one here in the Space Wars outfit, because he too can see ghosts, but he has the cool equipment. This is a fun adventure for Ghostbuster fans or Sherlock Holmes fans or just people who like funny paranormal mysteries. This book's for you. I couldn't stop laughing, and I just really enjoyed how the author describes things as well as how she develops the characters. I highly recommend it for grades 4 through 6, but you could go as high as 7th or 8th grade, depending on the reader. And this is a copy from Shelley Brown and Future House Publishing.
So thank you to the author for this review copy. Full Wolf Moon by Lincoln Child. And this is a review copy from Doubleday, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House. Lincoln Child is one of my absolute favorite authors, especially the books he writes with Douglas Preston. So this one is a mystery, Full Wolf Moon, so you can take what you can glean from that title. Jeremy Logan's wife has died several years earlier, and his wife had cancer. He wants to finish his research project that he's been working on for quite a while. So he's rented this cabin in the Adirondack Mountains, which apparently the tallest peak in New York is only about 5,000 feet. So they're kind of small mountains, but they're still mountains. I just laugh at that because the one out my window is almost twice that high. People from back east, come and look at the mountains out in the Rockies. They're awesome. Jeremy Logan is this place where there have been a couple murders recently, and the bodies are found mauled and kind of lacerated, and they're not really sure what's causing this. It looks like a bear attack at first. Some of the evidence is not quite fitting the bear attack, and they're like, well, it could be wolves maybe, but some of that doesn't fit either. He goes to work on his book, and his friend from college tracks him down and is like, hey, I am a ranger here now, and these weird murders are happening. I know that you're kind of an enigmologist, a person who studies enigmas, but he says there's always a scientific basis for these enigmas. They're not like supernatural or paranormal, even though people think they are. So his friend, who's the forest ranger, says, can you just look at these? And, I know you're here to work on something else. Just take a look. Let me know what you think. So he does. And then you also have Laura Feverbridge, who's working in the area. Her father suffered a violent death, and she's continuing his work, and she's looking into the work of how full moons change things. These murders only happen around full moons. Jeremy has looked into werewolf folklore in the past. It's one of the hardest enigmas to explain. It is a short book, only around 256 pages. It's very well written. You can tell that the character is gleaning clues that he gets, but he's not telling you, which is pretty cool. And so they're not spoiling the mystery, but that he's getting pieces of the mystery. There's mild language and some mild violence. It is an adult book, but you could put it in a high school and be just fine. I love this book. Thank you, Penguin Random House, for sending this one. This one is amazing. 5 stars for sure.
Camp Half-Blood Confidential. Of course, this is from the Percy Jackson series. It covers all the best parts of Camp Half-Blood. It covers the history. It covers kind of the fun quirks about the camp, as well as some behind-the-scenes looks at this fictional Camp Half-Blood. I like that it includes stories that have never been told about other campers at the camp. My favorite part are these illustrations because they're just very detailed. It almost looks like it jumps off the page. For fans of Percy Jackson or any of Rick Riordan's books from the Greek mythology series, you'll want to pick this book up for sure. Grades 5 to 9. This would be a review copy from Disney Hyperion.
Okay, Choose to Matter by Julie Foudy is a review book from ESPN-W, and this book is really fun. Julie Foudy is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, women's soccer. The printing and the color and the format's a lot of fun, and there's exercises and things that you can do to help work on the tips that she's giving, and there's different colors of font. They're all fairly easy to read, and I like these sock parties she has, so when she has pictures, make sure you look at all the socks.
Ooh.
They're called sock talks. And being a teenage girl can sometimes be a little bit challenging. This is her advice to all teenage girls about how to be the best person you can. And she divides it into these sections, and you can see they're color-coded on the side into the different sections. These are a few of the people that she interviews. Robin Roberts from Good Morning America, and Mia Hamm and Alex Morgan, Sheryl Sandberg, who is a software guru, Tatiana McFadden, Jessica Mendoza, Sue Enquist, Amy Liss, Fahima Nouri, and these are some women who have been just amazing role models for girls and also have faced some amazing and difficult problems. This is the Empowerings. So the first chapter, the blue chapter, is self and how to be your best self, how to be a leader, how to deal with personal setbacks and with self-doubt, things like that. And then the next is team, school, community, and life. It's just really good. There's quotes, there's exercises, things to do with your teammates, and just how to become the best at all of these areas of life. And I love this book. This is a must read for all teenage girls. I would put this in a middle school or a high school library, or give it to any girl in that age range as either a present or just something to read.
The Return Disney at Last by Ridley Pearson. This follows the story of Finn, Charlene, Willa, Philby, and Maybeck, and they have been tossed back in time and have no idea how to get back. They've gone back in time to the time where Disneyland first opens, which is opening day in 1955. And they get there and they discover that Amory Hollingsworth, the creator of the Overtakers, is trying to create the Overtakers. So they could really save a lot of grief for the world if they could stop him from creating the Overtakers, which are a nasty group of villains. And they get back there, they discover there's some people that are from even farther in the future, named Jess and Amanda. And they also team up with an old friend, an Imagineer, who helped them to become Disney holograms, and he has to help them to not only defeat the Overtakers in their human form, but also figure out a way for them to get back in time. This is book 3 of The Return, Disney at Last. It would be helpful to go back and read the first 2 before reading this one. I would recommend this for grades 5 to 9 or ages 10 to 15. This is a review copy from Disney Hyperion.
The Scourge by Jennifer A. Nielsen. This is a review copy from Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer, for this book. This book is really good, and yet again she finds another genre that she absolutely rocks at writing. Night Divided was really good, and it's this historical fiction book which was a complete different type of story. And then False Prince is fantasy. Well, we're going to talk about the Mark of the Thief series in the next book haul, and that one's more mythology adventure, and this one is an alternate world. This one's definitely adventure, but it's going to be more of like your epidemic type. So this book is about Annie Mells. Annie is one of the river people. So there's kind of like 2 areas. The river people are less civilized, I guess would be a word you could use for it. They don't live in as nice of homes. They're not as educated. They don't run things. They're not allowed to vote. And they are blamed for bringing the original Scourge to this land. They're not the ones getting the Scourge. The ones getting the Scourge are the more educated, higher class group. Annie, by the way, has like the worst singing voice ever. People give her money just to shut her up so she stops singing. It all starts when she's up a tree trying to pick this fruit and she's getting attacked by hecklebirds. She wants this fruit and she's really hungry. She gets tangled in this tree, and these 2 soldiers or police type people, wardens from the other community are like, okay, well, we're supposed to, as payback, pull 5 of the river people for testing for the Scourge, even though none of them have ever had it. Her friend Weevil comes and helps her, and they fight back, but they both end up getting captured, and they get put in the prison. We're going to test you in the morning, but the doctor's not here right now. And they escape because Weevil's really good at picking locks. They go on the run, and they get separated, and that's where Annie meets Della, and she says, you're going to give me the Scourge, and then Annie's like, no, you're going to give me the Scourge, and I'll be the responsible for taking it back to my people. And then the wardens catch both of them. They've both been exposed, so they both get taken back to the prison, and of course they both test positive, where they are taken to Attic Island, which is a former prison, and Attic Island has been turned into a colony for the people suffering from the Scourge. What is the Scourge? Why is the governor involved in this? There is a lot of mystery and intrigue surrounding this island. There's some action and adventure. It is very, very well written, as all of Jennifer Nielsen's books are. This is going to be a single standalone novel. I love our heroine in this book. She is strong, she's fierce and independent. So I'm going to say this is grade 6 and up due to the complex plot with the hints that are built into the story. Fantastic book. Thank you so much for this review copy.
Tale of Red Riding, Rise of the Alpha Huntress by Neil Edmond. Red Riding, up till now, has been an orphan. Her parents died at some point in her life. She doesn't really remember it, and she's been shuffled around from different foster care families. And so one day she gets a note from her grandmother who says, I'm your grandmother. I want you to come to Wayward so we can get to know each other and you can live here and have a home to stay in. Well, she gets there, and frankly, everything just is not what it seems. It turns out she is destined to become an alpha wolf to rule all the werewolves in this town, and not everybody is so fond of this idea. In fact, there's one, Ice, her name's Ice Seether, and she's part of a rival clan who hates that Red is destined to become this alpha, and she wants to become this alpha instead. So you can kind of guess where this goes. Good versus evil. What's right, what's wrong, who can I trust? It's a very action-packed werewolf adventure. I liked the plotting, the characters were well developed. Even I was guessing at who was really against who. Because of some complex plotting and some a little bit more mature violence, this would be probably best suited for grades 7 and up or ages 12 and up. This is a review copy from the author.
So that is it for our weekly reads wrap up, and thank you for watching. Be sure to comment and subscribe. When you hit subscribe, you'll want to hit that little bell notification. That just makes sure that you get all of the notifications, otherwise you don't, and you will miss lots of reviews and literacy quick tips and blind bag books with recommendations, which are Kid Keepers episodes for the youngest viewers.
And we have some awesome videos planned for the summer, so you'll definitely want to stay tuned.
Until next time, happy reading. Bye.